Good evening, good Friday, good 4th day of December, which has really not been. It's been a very cold, wet, dismal day out there today, and not a day to have to be outside. Rains will continue in lighter fashion, and then give way to a mostly cloudy but mostly dry Saturday, and some sun, and a cold Sunday will follow. And then what will follow all of that, perhaps another hit of winter weather down the line. Give you the updated forecast in just a few moments. Headlines tonight will include a wrecked vehicle reported stolen last night in the wee hours of the morning. Take you to the scene of that crash. I also have a local pastor with us, one of a few who was the subject of a front page story, as I referred to last night in yesterday's edition of the Sagersville Independent, still on newsstands, of course, and online. We hope you will make it a very interesting read, as it most certainly is. And with us tonight will be Pastor Ben Martin from the Sagersville First Baptist Church, talking about how they are continually adapting to try to hold services safely for their community and their congregation. We'll get to that. We'll also have today's local COVID update. Today's numbers make a near record-setting week of cases for McGoffin County, and some other details and data to come from that. We'll get to that in just a few moments, and that will be the gist of our headlines this evening, except to inform you that the Kentucky State Police is investigating a fatal structure fire in eastern Kentucky. They received a call at around 7:53 this morning in Shelbyana in Pike County about a house fire there, where authorities responded to the Dry Fork area and found that 2 people had perished inside the blaze. The victims' bodies have been sent to the state medical examiner's office for autopsy and identification. Little else is known as of airtime except the cause of the fire, and death are still under investigation, being conducted by the Kentucky State Police, as well as assistance with the Millard Fire Department and Lifeguard Ambulance Service, who responded as well. I do not have the identity of those 2 individuals which died as of this moment. McGoffin County Rescue Squad, EMS, and law enforcement were called out very early this morning to this single vehicle crash just outside of Salyersville that involved a vehicle that had been reported stolen just a few moments before. The call coming in about 15 minutes before 911 received a call about a wreck involving the same vehicle. Sagersville City Police Officer Jeremiah Watson received a report of a stolen vehicle, and while he was conducting that investigation, he was also dispatched to the scene of this single vehicle wreck on Route 7 just past Laura Lee's Country Buffet. It was a 92 Jeep Laredo, which was the same vehicle that had been reported stolen some 15 minutes earlier. It was found lying on its top in the northbound lane. It appears to have hit the ditch, hit the rock or dirt embankment, then rolled over onto its top. There was no one near the vehicle when police arrived, and no one showed up at the hospital with any injuries thereafter. Per the officer's investigation, the accident or wreck and stolen vehicle case is still under investigation by the Sagersville PD. I'll take a quick break, but not before reminding you that tomorrow, as you're about to see, is the last day for the annual Christmas open house event at one of our friends. The Keeping Room's 21st annual Christmas open house is this Friday and Saturday. That's 21 Christmas seasons of handcrafted soaps, 19th century wares and reproductions, watercolors, herbs, wreaths, and unique antiques and gifts. An absolutely stunning collection sure to please all your senses this Christmas. And it's all on display for their annual open house this Friday and Saturday, 10 till 5, on West Maple Street in downtown Salyersville.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and as always, Appalachian Wireless has the most unbelievable sale. Appalachian Wireless has made shopping for the holidays safe and more accommodating to meet the needs of our customers. The one-day sale of years past is now a rest of the year sale. Simply visit one of our 27 retail locations and get what you need through the end of the year, or reserve online to make an appointment for the phone you want, and we'll call you when it's ready. Happy holidays. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Conley Tire in Staffordsville or ConleyTire.net right now and get $200 back on a new set of Goodyears, $100 on new Generals, Coopers, Bridgestones, and Mickey Thompsons, all with the smoothest balancing Snap-on has to offer. And if your ride has a light on, let their state-of-the-art Zeus diagnostic machine figure it out for only $35 at Conley Tire. Nearly everything today is about being safe and well, and Parkway Pharmacy has 2 great ways to get your prescriptions quickly, safely, and conveniently. Simply pull up curbside and call and let them know you're there, or circle around the building and drive through. And just in, a fresh inventory of Atalo, premium CBD oil and cream products for managing pain, anxiety, depression, rest, digestion, and more. All at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville. Earlier this year, my editor Heather Oney with the Salyersville Independent spoke to some local pastors who were adapting to the pandemic by holding their services virtually via the internet. And as the crisis has dragged on, certainly much more than what we had thought and certainly hoped, and with McGoffin County now for weeks having an incident rate of well over 100 and over 150 at times, and McGoffin County as well, as we did this week, seeing for the last several weeks over 75 or over or more cases of COVID-19 each and every week. Many of our pastors have went above and beyond to try to have church without being in the church. Back in March, a lot of churches like the Salyersville First Baptist went virtual, live streaming, at the state's request. And as time and experience went on, they were able to add outside services with some of the same technology, improvising in other ways as well. For Salyersville First Baptist, holding services on the breezeway with everyone safely in their cars, or, when weather permitted, safely outside, social distancing with masks. And it's gone, says Ben Martin, very well. The very first question I have to ask you, Ben, is how much did you enjoy the picture that we used of Doug on the front page of the paper today? I think that is just precious. I mean, I really do.
I really like that picture of Doug up there.
That is just, and it signifies, I think, the hard work and links that he and you and a lot of other churches have gone to continue your services in a safe manner for your congregation and community, doesn't it?
Yes, I think so. I really like that. I admire his foresight to have it heated and.
Oh yeah, heat. That was the real kicker to the deal. And since March, we have seen local pastors doing everything from taking it to the streets, literally preaching on our roadsides, sidewalks, holding services in parking lots, as you will read about if you pick up this week's edition of the Salyersville Independent, which I urge you to do. That story also talks as well about Pastor Doug Dunn from the Burning Fork Community Church here, whose booth, box, Pope-like pulpit, however you want to refer to it, has proven to be ingenious, and the picture indeed worth much more than 1,000 words. And as our churches continue to try to adapt and continue to hold services safely, I think like a lot of other aspects in our lives that have been so drastically altered, Ben Martin, for example, can as well see where some of those changes that the Salyersville First Baptist Church have made may very well carry over after COVID.
We structure them pretty similarly to what we did when we were inside. As the cases have increased and the cold weather has increased, most people just stay in their cars. They may get out and walk up and drop an offering in the box at some point, during the service or before the service. And we ask people to wear masks when they're out. Just mainly, it is I understand that masks are not a necessity when you're outside social distancing, but we do that for 2 reasons. One is simply that when we haven't seen each other in a long time, as much as we like to see one another, we tend to get too close. The second reason is that it's just an example to the community. When people are having to make this kind of a radical change just to go into a grocery store, while we're outside, we need to be, and visible, especially being outside and visible to the community. We need to be an example and show them that, we're willing to be the body of Christ and to do what we need to do in order to be a blessing to our community.
How has it been received? And by that I mean attendance-wise, and not just spiritually, but as far as spirits are concerned. I mean, you have a pretty full parking lot every Sunday. You've had some very chilly mornings. I would suspect that you would have probably, if today had been a Sunday, you would have been out there this morning in this very dismal, cold, rainy day as well.
Yes, we have. It's supposed to be pretty chilly Sunday, but we plan to. We've got a heater. We're planning to set up, and we're going to continue. It's not just me. There's a lot of people involved with this. It's probably much harder on the musicians than it is on me. Honestly, I was telling somebody earlier today. For me, it's almost like being at a graveside. You know, it's nothing unusual. But I don't have to use my fingers, so it's a little different for me. But yeah, we plan to continue as long as we can bear it. We're gonna do these outside. It just, until the number of cases subsides, it just doesn't make sense to us to go inside.
Again, the rest of that story is in today's edition of the Sagersville Independent. Heather spoke with Pastor Doug Dunn of the Burning Fork Community Church and some others as well. Makes for a great read and a great inspiration and a great reason to follow their lead. With that said, as well as a host of other churches, I know a lot of churches really going above and beyond and trying to make do as best as can. This is just a few of those that we were able to talk with this week. With that said, I'm actually going to pause for just a second. Your local COVID update, calendar, and more will follow. Same 6 decades of experience. Same undivided dedication and focus on winning your case. New location. The law offices of McFarland and Tinker are now located on Route 114 in the former McGoffin Farm Bureau location. Motor vehicle accidents, Social Security disability, SSI claims, wrongful death and workers' compensation and work injury cases. Call 349-9000, McFarland and Tinker. There is never a good time for a breakdown. They will happen, and your car at some point is going to need some repairs and maintenance. And Black Smoke Performance is open and here with professional, fast, safe service. And they now have certified full air conditioning, diagnostics, and repair to keep you cool in whatever you drive. Black Smoke Performance, 349-8785. The votes are in and it's unanimous. The Homestyle Bowl is back for a limited time at your Sagersville Lee's famous recipe. Savory chicken strips, kernel corn, cheddar cheese, our famous gravy, all on a bed of beautiful mashed potatoes. It's a meal or a side, and it's for a limited time at your Sagersville Lee's. As we have learned in the past few weeks, our long-term care centers, our nursing homes, where we are seeing the greatest number of lives lost. 60%, 66% of all the deaths in Kentucky come from those long-term health care facilities, and that's why, of course, they will be seeing the vaccine first and foremost, residents and staff. Nursing homes all over the state and country overwhelmed. I know that I saw today where the Owsley County Health Care Center has 70 of their residents and almost 50 of their staff positive for the coronavirus. 11 from that one facility have died. I know that there was practically close to 90 residents and 30 staff members, as I understand, in the healthcare facility in Hazard. The death toll there I don't have, but those numbers are consistent with what we're seeing elsewhere. And the same numbers that we've been following, of course, for our Sagersville Nursing and Rehabilitation Center, which today's numbers with new cases associated with that facility essentially has, within a very few, all of the residents testing positive for COVID-19 at some point, with over 50 of their staff testing positive as well. That, as well as almost 20 cases being reported today, and almost but not a record-setting week, are just some of the data that was released by our public health director just a few moments ago. I think our record stands at 90 cases for 1 week, and today's numbers put us at 86. What are today's numbers?
We had 18 positive today. We got 11 hospitalized as of today. As of today, the nursing home has had 99 positives with, for the residents, 51 employees has been positive there. Our total numbers over for the whole year has been 632 positive, 92 are in isolation at this time, and we have 524 that have recovered.
Going back to refer to a couple of these, 99 residents. You know, you and I spoke a few weeks ago about how they just had at that time 101. I'm sure some have come and gone, but still, we're talking essentially every single resident in the nursing home.
Yes, and that's pretty well the way it goes with nursing homes over the state has been. Once it gets in there and gets started, it's almost impossible to stop it.
The number of deaths, we've talked about this all week. We've had an official tally between the health department and the state of 6, 5 from our nursing home and 1 additional. You and I both know that number to be much higher. Anything new today?
No, I have nothing new on that today.
Not that it's something that we want to talk about. It's something we have to talk about. Any idea when we might get some clarification on that? I really think that number is probably close to double by now.
Mm-hmm. I'm working on that. I'm hoping maybe by Monday or Tuesday I'll have some. I'm trying to get the funeral directors maybe and get some information from them, because they do have that information when they pick up the bodies. So I'm just working through the HIPAA stuff and things like that. But I try to get an accurate number the first of the week.
Going back to the 18 new cases from today, any of those related to? I know you had a blanket warning for a church service earlier in the week and some other events. Anything pertaining to anything specific?
Yes, we had a couple more with the church on the Parkway there, and also we've got a couple of positive cases from the church here in town that's across from the Renaissance. I don't know the name of it, but they've got at least 2 cases from there today.
I believe that's Mount Sinai, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, something like that, but it seems that the ones that are positive, the ones they didn't wear a mask, that they told us.
Mm-hmm. Lastly, just any new contact on any level from the state or otherwise today on anything?
Other than that, the state of Kentucky is going to abide by the CDC rules on quarantining, and that will make the quarantine time less for some people due to if they have symptoms or not, and if they're tested or not. Well, I've not got to look at it all specifically, but it will reduce the quarantine times for most people that test positive or come in contact with people that are positive.
And again, they use 2 words in that. I just keep reminding everyone, the requirements and the recommendations. The recommendations are still 14 days. The requirements are going to be days less.
Yes, the health department can make that decision too. Still make the decision on whether you go 14 days, 10, or 7. That will be up to us, and we do have that ability, the authority to quarantine you the time we think that you should be.
I think I have just a quick update via tonight's community calendar brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. First up, a couple of birthdays. Stella, if you're watching, and you probably are, I do believe, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Stella Rowe. Stella, you know where this is coming from. The whole long list of family that loves you much. Happy birthday, Stella. Happy birthday to you. Adam Mans, happy birthday, December the 6th. So, an early birthday wish from your loving wife, Amy. Happy birthday, Adam Mans, and we'd like to chime in too. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you both. One more reminder, the Candy Cane Lane Christmas light extravaganza is open for the viewing public on the Gardner Farm at the top of the Ivy Point Hill. Kids, get those letters written. Make sure you've got your return address on them and get them to Santa's mailbox on Candy Cane Lane and check out the lights. Tonight, maybe not such a good night, okay, but it will be open and on every night until Christmas. Just, if you get out of the vehicle, stay on the gravel road because there are a lot of trip hazards. And stay tuned to Your News Today anytime, because you just never know what's going on unless you're watching our community calendar. Everyone use it. It's free, and birthdays and anniversaries, of course, are as well. And if you want those birthdays, birth announcements, and anniversaries printed in the Sayersville Independent, send those to Joe, J-O, at SayersvilleIndependent.com. Our nightly obituaries are service provided by the McGoffin County Funeral Home, and tonight we offer a reminder of private services to be held tomorrow for Avenel Allen Marshall, 95, of Burning Fork, who passed away on Wednesday. She's survived by her son, Guy Neal Marshall, and son, Adam Dwayne Marshall, daughter, Sandra Lynn Marshall Prater, daughter, Barbara Ann Broom, 9 grandkids, 11 great-grandkids, 1 great-great-grandchild. Again, private services held tomorrow. And 85-year-old Aaron Hackworth of Sagersville passed away this week, preceded in death by his wife, Pearlie Williams Hackworth. He's survived by sons Courtney and Justin Reisner, Zachary Bailey, daughter Chelsea Hicks, a host of other family as well, and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Private graveside services for immediate family only to be held at the Williams Cemetery on Punchin tomorrow. Go with All Pro, and you'll always get a perfectly finished project backed by decades of experience and thousands of satisfied customers. Always with the best prices on everything from small to large remodels, bathrooms to kitchens to entire homes, or turnkey new construction on everything from garages, homes to retail space. And seamless gutters too. And All Pro still offers 0% financing for up to 18 months and long-term low interest rates on those big projects. For an estimate, call this family-owned business today. We know that life cannot come to a complete standstill because of the pandemic, but we can make sure that you can continue to bank safely and securely by calling either branch of the Sagersville National Bank to schedule any in-lobby services, or by using either of our drive-thrus. Mondays through Fridays, the main drive-thru is open from 8 until 3, and the branch drive-thru is open from 8 until 5, and the branch drive-thru is also open on weekends, Saturdays 8 until noon, with ATMs available 24/7 at both locations. Or by taking advantage of our completely free 24-hour internet banking and bill pay, banking by phone, remote deposit, automatic payment services, and more. Sagersville National Bank, always making your banking easier and safer.
I'm Dr. Jason Zimmerman at Highlands ARH, the healthcare system of Appalachia.
Before we turn to your wet weather forecast for the rest of the evening and look ahead, here's the information I have from the governor's office from earlier today, Fridays, of course, with the absence of the actual press release as he does in person. We do have the official data from the governor's office, as Beshear is still encouraging Kentuckians to stay strong in the fight against the COVID-19 virus, as the Commonwealth is just days away from beginning to administer those life-saving vaccines, which are just around the corner. The governor reminding everyone that within the next 10 days or so, they'll be hopefully distributing the first of the vaccines, with many more to come hopefully soon thereafter. As for new cases today, another terrible day, 3,614 new cases in Kentucky just today. And another deadly day in the Commonwealth, 25 deaths today. The positivity rate has come just under 10%, which it was yesterday at 9.93%, with 2,039 deaths to date, 1,792 hospitalized, and 230 right now currently on ventilators in hospitals across the state of Kentucky. And you saw just a few seconds ago the rain still falling over the Your News Today studios and Sagersville Independent offices, even though most everyone's working from home, and I spend the days mostly by myself. Not completely. We have one employee a day, 3 days a week, just to let you know. I don't know why I'm going into this, but nevertheless rotating in. So never more than 2 people in the building, and those 3 days a week where there is 2, I'm in the back, all shut off and cordoned off by myself, and one's in the front. And that's all besides the home human interaction that I'm getting is yelling through the walls. Oh, I'll be so glad when this is over. Okay, sorry. A low of 36 degrees tonight. Winds out of the northwest at 3 to 6 miles per hour. Yes, rain and drizzle to follow. Maybe another 1/10 of an inch or so at most. Nevertheless, those rains will finally get out of here tomorrow. We're not going to see any sunshine tomorrow. Mostly cloudy for your Saturday. Struggling to hit 40 and a light west wind 3 to 6 miles per hour. Just a cloudy but dry and definitely cool day. Sunday, the sun does come back, and we should peak at around 44 in the afternoon. Mostly sunny skies, but we'll also see a 20% chance of some snow showers on your Sunday night as the next round of precipitation rolls in. Monday, a 30% chance of some snow showers, as you saw. We're talking about 36 degrees for a high Monday. You saw that low of 23 that night. Tuesday, precipitation is gone. And there's your forecast. Look what a nice trend we have there. Mostly sunny and 41 Tuesday, 47, mostly sunny Wednesday. Warmer still and hitting the mid-50s by Thursday, and this time next week with still sunshine and dry conditions. Say it's so. Definitely an improvement, and any improvement this time of year is a good thing. And that does it for tonight and for this week. We are going to be bearing down that much closer to the holidays when I see you back here Monday, which will be the 9th day of December. But let's try and stop and not rush things and enjoy your weekend. And I'll see you then. Good night, good weekend, and thanks for watching.